Yeah, we are here again with my boy Gideon Sapon, and I think in a previous interview we got to know a lot about our spiritual life and also our physical well-being, how we as an individual can improve on it. And it seems like most of you guys loved that video. That's why I have him back here again to delve into another interesting topic, which is called lust.
Wow.
It is like lust is something that we all struggle with. It's a general thing.
Yeah.
Being it lust of the flesh,
Sure.
or lust for money or anything, anything at all. So lust is a broad thing.
Yeah.
And I would want him to enlighten us more about lust. So Gideon, welcome here.
Thank you very much.
All right. So let's not waste their time.
Okay.
Let's get right into it. So how would you define lust in your own words?
All right. So I would say lust. Lust is something that you desire after. Lust is something you desire after. Yes. So lust is something like a strong desire towards something is lust. Yes. My definition for lust.
Okay. Okay. So does that mean that you mix the definition of lust with desire?
Yes.
But you remember in our previous conversation we talked about personal development starting from the mind, and you would have to desire to be great in order to be great. So does that mean that if you desire to be great, are you lasting for greatness, or are you desiring? Because it's like an intertwined definition.
Okay, so you see, I said something that you desire so much. There are some things that controls a person. Yes. And then you see, in every aspect of our lives, like when it comes to money, though money is good, but the money shouldn't control us. We should rather have control over them. Yes. So anytime that you see something controlling that person, that thing becomes lust.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So if I understand you perfectly, what you are trying to communicate is that if you are able to control that desire, it's a positive thing.
Sure. Yes.
But if that desire controls you, it's a negative thing. That brings us to lust.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And in this our modern world that we are in, it's very common and it's very simple for people to just lust over things, and the most common ones we see is like girls. We the guys growing up, you lust after a girl, like you be crashing on the girl, and it's like it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing,
and very serious.
It's funny how we act on our lust, like day in day out. We act on our lust, and I want to ask: is there a way we can tame our bodies to control the way we lust on certain things?
Okay, I see. I see. So when it comes to the aspect of lust, one way that you can control lust is self-discipline.
Self-discipline. Okay.
Yes. Let's say, let's bring it to our level, our youth. Okay. Yes. Nowadays you can see this youth, maybe sexual immorality things. Yes. All these things are in the forms of lust.
Okay.
Yes. So if a person wants to stay away from all these things, and the more we keep on doing it, the more you are getting desire or so much desire into something, that thing, you become attached to that thing. So if a person wants to pull back from that thing, one thing the person has to do is discipline, certain boundaries.
Certain boundaries.
Yes, certain boundaries that will help the person to stay away from that kind of behavior or that kind of situation that he has found himself in.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Self-discipline.
Self-discipline.
Yes.
And I remember you made mention of like being disciplined. Being disciplined. That sets you apart from that sets the boundaries between lust and desire.
Yes.
Self-discipline. Self-discipline. Yes. Okay, so what can one do? Because we all hear people say self-discipline. You have to be disciplined enough in order to achieve great things. If you lust if you lust for things, you might as well lose them.
Sure.
So like, what can we do in order for us to have that self-discipline to be able to be on the right side, which is desire rather than lasting?
Okay. Okay. So let's say here's the case where um let's take for instance a food. Okay. And the Bible has made us understand already that anything that you'll be tempted of your own desires. He was talking about lust. So anything that you desire after, probably that thing will tempt you to go further, or go detailed or know more about that thing that you want to see. Yes. So one thing about these things is that you set boundaries. I mean, setting some kind of boundaries. Let's say right now you are with a lady, and then maybe you're in a relationship, and then maybe let's say me going the things of God. It wouldn't be advisable for me to go in for someone that I will stay with in a room together, because of some boundaries that we need to set. Yes. And because I don't want to be in some state, I have to set some boundaries. No matter, setting boundaries is very difficult. But no matter what happens, because what you want to achieve, what you want, no matter what happens, you have to set that boundaries to make sure that you will not fall, or you not go back to that thing.
Okay, this brings us to the most popular criticisms among Christian guys. Okay, some people call Christian guys hypocrites. Why? Because there are some things that what you are explaining does to people. For example, you are saying that you don't want to be in a room with a girl because it might be tempting and all those stuff. And in this society that we are in, most Christian guys are heading to their 35s and 40s, and they are not even married yet. And I think that we get so locked in on being staying away from like things like that, setting some kind of boundaries that hinders us from getting into a proper relationship. So at the end of the day, most Christian guys, like most of the, let me say, quote and unquote Christocentric guys, take a very long time before they get into a relationship. What do you have to say on that?
Okay, so I would say the reason why most people, or most people who say they are, as you said, Christocentric, that they don't get into relationship early, is that mostly, you see, when it comes to people following the path of Christ, sometimes when you being with a lady becomes a bit difficult for the lady, because you are trying to be self-disciplined, you are trying to set some rules to make sure that you achieve this particular height in the things of God. So maybe anytime that a lady comes, you are trying to make sure that this won't happen, this that won't happen. And then if you don't get a lady who is, who really understands you, that lady would leave.
Okay.
Yes. So most of the time, these people like this, they want someone who really understands them. That's why they'll wait and pray, or they'll wait to some level where they think right now they are okay. Then they will just move in. Because nowadays, when it comes to the things of God, you may say, you being a man of God, you need to get a woman who will really support you. You can't go in for just anyone, but someone who really supports your ministry. And then so that's the main reason why that mostly they want to wait to make sure that they are not making a mistake.
Okay, yes. So on this topic of lust, I'm not diverting though, but talking about the current situation that we are elaborating on. Is it good for Christian guys to try to live exactly like what Jesus Christ did? Because I know many Christian guys in their 35s, and they are not even thinking about being or settling down with anybody, because they feel like they want to consecrate to a certain degree in their spirituality before they even attempt to be with a lady. And that translates into other aspects of their lives too, because like relationship wise, they are not really forcing to be in a relationship. Financial wise too, they are not really putting in the work and trying to understand ways in which money works. Okay, so is it actually good to follow the doctrines of the Bible pertaining to lust, or you should just be like a universal person? You just adapt different style of um living with lust.
Okay. All right. So one thing that we should know about lust is that right now, lust we have lust of the flesh, as you said earlier. Yes. And then one thing about, you see, every individual, we all have lust. Every individual have lust. But then when you are not able to control, that's where it becomes a bad thing to you. Even when in the book of Luke 4, when Jesus was tempted by the devil, Jesus even had lust. Because the reason why Jesus had lust, because Jesus was hungry. And then he needed food to eat.
Yeah.
And that was actually that lust there. Because when Satan saw that Jesus was hungry, he used that food to tempt him. Yes. So every individual has lust. But then the period where you get that you'll be able to overcome these things is that, you see, one thing I would say is that lust, when it comes to our things, our worldly things, it is so easy for us to get attracted to it. It's so easy for us to get attracted to it. And then most of the times, one thing that we need to do is that we should make sure that whatever thing you're doing, it shouldn't have control over us. That's the main goal. That whatever thing that it is, you shouldn't have control over. If it is money, it shouldn't have control over you. If it is cars, it shouldn't have control over you. You should rather have control over it.
Okay.
Yes.
So having control over it, and pertaining to the question I asked prior to you speaking, it has become some kind of normality for spiritual people to mostly spiritual people are not financially sound people.
Okay.
It is becoming a normality.
Okay.
And although I'm not diverting from our overall topic of last, but I think that spiritual people are lacking behind on finances. Spiritual people are lacking behind on building relationship with the opposite sex because of their level of spirituality and the level of concentration they need.
I see.
So what do you have to say about that? Because I think we have to set the record straight for Christian guys to know their left and right. So what do you have to say on this?
Okay, so what I would say is that we shouldn't always be like we are too spiritual. Yes, though we are Christians, but then we have a body. We have emotions, we have feelings, and then we think. Yes, and then you living in this world, you need this earthly body to fulfill a destiny on this world. Yes, in this world. So most of the time, there are some people, and most of us maybe will try to, be so spiritual that even when a lady is coming even close, they will just Charlie, master. No, it's never like that.
Okay.
That's the main reason why most of the people, it looks like there is some kind of when you look into their life, you see when it comes to wealth, they are really struggling because all what they are doing is that they are praying, but they are not working.
Yes.
That's
and the Bible says, I've forgotten, but what something without works is
faith without works.
Faith without works.
Yes.
You see, so I think that most Christian guys and ladies have to put this thing at the back of their heads that faith without works. If you pray that God help me with this thing, you also have to work towards it. Yes. So back to the last we are talking about. What are some of the ways, relationship wise, what are some of the ways a person can do to be disciplined about the relationship he or she is in it?
Okay. So when you are in a relationship, it becomes so easy for you to last after your partner,
especially when she is very beautiful.
Thank you, Holy Ghost. So it becomes so easy for you to last after the person. But then, one thing I've stated about this thing is that anytime that anybody starts a relationship with some intimacy, when the person starts with some intimacy, you know that this relationship has started, or the foundation of this relationship is based on lust. Because
Okay.
you realize that anytime that this boy go and visit the lady, if they don't do something small, they don't feel okay. That's why you should know that no, this is actually about lust.
Okay.
Yes. And for you to avoid these things, one thing you need to do is the self-discipline that I said.
Okay.
Boundaries. Because
Boundaries.
anytime, let's say you being a fresh trader right now,
Okay.
you know, it will get some point of your life where you want to be alone, you want to be stable,
Yeah.
that you don't mostly need some people or ladies around some so that you
It's
be
very,
more
very
focused.
true.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then when it comes, maybe when this lady comes in your life, you
Yeah.
yourself, you will set boundaries to make sure that this is what you are achieving, this is what you
Yeah.
want to achieve. So you wouldn't allow the lady to bring something that you are not,
Yeah.
you are getting it. Yes. So I believe it all boils down to setting boundaries
Certain
in a
boundaries.
relationship.
That distinguishes lust from desire.
Yes.
Boundaries, discipline.
Yes.
Boundaries. Okay.
Yes. Yes. And then if a person that you know that you can't control yourself when it comes to all these things, you can't control when you have a lady, I would advise that you don't go in now, and then you seek help from the Holy Spirit to help you.
Yes.
Before you go into it.
Yes. Yes. And that takes us back to the video we've posted previously. You can go back to watch that video. It will help you with your self-development journey, because we talk about self-development and also our spiritual growth.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's like everything we are saying correlates with each other. Yes. So before you be able to control your lustful desire, you have to first have self-discipline.
Yes.
Secondly, you have to first grow spiritually also, before you can be able to tackle the spirit of lust. And it's a very interesting topic that we are talking about right now. And listen, I'm very glad that we have you on this platform.
Thank you.
I'm very glad.
Thank you very much.
And I think most people can learn from what you are saying right now.
Yeah.
And see, I think that in this current economy, this current society that we are in, things are very hard.
Sure.
It is very easy and simple for some lady to just accept a lustful guy because of the financial support that the lady will get.
That's it.
And sometimes too, what the lady is trying to communicate to you is very true. For example, I know a lady that is staying with a gentleman.
Sure.
And the lady has tried several abortions with that gentleman. Fine. She goes to church. She knows that these things are not best. They are not good for her. But this is the case that she don't have any support. She's not working. She don't have anything to like boast for. So in a situation like this, and I'm sure that most of our viewers are also in this same situation. So in this situation, what can you do as an individual if maybe you don't have anything to show for, and if somebody is able to take care of you, but in expense of that you would have to ease up a little for the person to have his way? What do you have to say about that?
Okay. I always say this thing that before you go to any person, let's say to help the person, the person, you should be, let's say, stable in some aspect when it comes to wealth. Because let's say maybe you've met a lady like this in your life, and you realize that this lady is following a man because of this particular thing. The person, you trying to save the person, one thing you should know is that before you go to the person, make sure that you are capable of taking care of that lady after you've put her out. Yes, because maybe you can't go and tell a prostitute that Charlie would you want to jai in a bra. After that lady has left the job and maybe come back, how's the lady going to survive without the particular
Yes,
money that I'm
yes,
making?
yes.
Yes. So mostly I would say that the reason why one that will help a lady or will help us to pull away from things that are not good is that we should know what we want. Because
Okay.
I know there are some people that they also have
Yes.
nothing, but then they are doing well.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I understand you well, it's like you are trying to advise the spiritual people who are trying to direct the youth from the ways
Yes.
of the negative.
Mhm.
Okay. So I think it is a very important thing that you are saying, that you being a spiritual person trying to direct somebody to the right path, you also have to have a way that will be able to sustain the person,
Sure.
so that the person wouldn't have a reason to go back to
Yes.
the previous life he or
Yes.
she is living.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Very right. You are very
Yes,
right.
yes. So I think that we've delved so much deeper into this topic, and I would want us to pause here. I think we would do it in an episode basis,
Yeah.
so that the people would be able to
Sure.
digest the things that you've just said to us. And we are so grateful for you being here to enlighten us about lust. And this topic is very broad, like
Okay.
hands down, we cannot finish this topic right now.
I mean,
So
right now, I
yes,
just
okay,
the Lord told me something right now, even as we are
okay,
talking, that He said
okay,
that there is even someone that is watching us right now,
okay.
that we are even going through this kind of situation.
Mhm.
So any time that you find yourself in this situation, or maybe in a relationship where you are finding it difficult to fight when it comes to lust, with I mean sexual immorality, if you know that you can't help yourself, first one, seek the help of someone who is matured, spiritually, or matured. That would help you. And then secondly, also try to renew your mind concerning some things. Yes, and set boundaries. Make sure that this is what you want, and then that would that would really go a long way to help you to achieve whatever you want to achieve. Yes. So this is actually an important topic that you brought. It's
So
we are really blessed.
thank you so much, Gideon Sapon. Thank you. And
Thank you,
the
Mr.
first
Wale.
interview, I remember I wasn't able to let you give out your socials for other people to just link up with you for both physical and spiritual support. So maybe you can give out your TikTok handle or your Instagram or even your YouTube for people to just link up with you for more insight on the things that you said to us.
So I'm Gideon Sapon, and then right now you can follow me on TikTok, Gideon Sapon. You can follow me, and then my number 0594712925. If in case you want us to talk, I'm always available for you. God bless you so much for listening. You are blessed. And
you are blessed. And make sure you like and subscribe for
Sure.
more content like this. Bish bash bosh. Hi.
Tu fais les quêtes. Hey, la belle va blush. Hey.